What is the most significant financial error foreigners commit while dating Filipinas? What would be the most inexpensive date that could still impress you? What is the most romantic thing a man could do to truly impress you without having to spend any money at all?
You know that kind of place that appears to be paradise? Turquoise water, leaning coconut trees, and people always smiling. But then you take a closer look and realize that even paradise has a hidden cost. In the beautiful Philippines, the sun shines brightly for everyone, but what about love? Ah, that comes with a price tag. Yes, my friend. Here the romance is tropical, but with an import tax included, you see. While some dance under neon lights, others count their coins for dinner. And amidst this rather absurd contrast between movie-like beaches and streets exuding the scent of mere survival, people are endeavoring to find genuine love. Can you believe it? But is it possible to find love in a place where even the sunset seems to be for sale? Just hold tight, because discovering the answer while witnessing this paradise won't cost you a single dime. 1. The paradise with a hidden hell. Have you ever looked at a photo of the Philippines and thought, my God, I have to go to that place? Well, everyone thinks that. Turquoise water, a leaning palm tree, a cinematic sunset. It looks like paradise, right? But let's pause. Even paradise has its own price to settle. The Philippines is a country with over 7,600 islands. 7,600. Choosing which to visit is like opening a food delivery app while starving, impossible to decide. This nation sits in the Pacific's heart, encircled by a seemingly photoshopped sea. But what almost nobody tells you is that behind the movie-like beaches, there's a reality that feels like another planet. Did you realize that over 120 million individuals reside there, all packed into a territory roughly the same size as the state of São Paulo? That's a heck of a lot of people. And the capital, Manila, is like urban life on hard mode. Hellish traffic, pollution, mind-melting heat, and a mix of luxury and poverty that leaves you not knowing whether to laugh, cry, or take a picture. And you know what's most curious? While on social media the country looks like a postcard, in real life it's a living contrast. Some wake up with a sea view, and others wake up to the smell of garbage from the bay. Some drive Ferraris, and others search for food among street leftovers. The Philippines is that unique kind of place where you find paradise and hell sharing the very same postal code. But calm down, it's not all tragedy. The people are cheerful, the country is beautiful, and the weather is so hot that it feels like the sun resides there all year. When you walk the streets, it feels like time stands still in an endless summer, with everyone feeling light, smiling, and full of vibrancy. Yet, amidst all this, a question remains. How can such a beautiful land hide so much inequality? This is precisely where our journey through the Philippines begins. 2. Manila, the capital that never sleeps. Manila, Manila. You know the kind of city that always seems to be in chaos mode? Well, multiply that by 10. The capital of the Philippines is a place where everything happens at once. Horns blaring, thick smoke, vendors hawking goods at traffic signals, chickens darting across the road, and you're left wondering if you're truly on planet Earth or witnessing a live episode of Apocalypse Now. But wait, before you run off, there's a detail. Manila isn't just one city. It's like a mega version of a city. 16 municipalities stuck together, forming what they call Metro Manila. Imagine New York, LA, and Chicago trying to share the same Wi-Fi. That's it. And the outcome? More than 15 million individuals jostling daily in the sweltering heat of 95 degrees amidst traffic that feels nothing short of a true torment. Remember when Waze says estimated time 15 minutes? In Manila, it means sit down, order juice, and accept your fate. Now ponder this with me. How can a nation boasting such stunning beaches possess a capital city where there's hardly enough air to go around? The streets resemble a maze, with electrical wires draped like spiderwebs. And in some districts, it seems as though time stopped back in the 1980s. And the craziest thing is, amid this chaos, life continues. You see people selling food on the street, music playing, kids barefoot and playing soccer. It is a chaotic place, so noisy, yet so full of life, that you ultimately adjust to it. But Manila also wears masks. By day, it seems like an exhausted city. At night, though, it truly springs to life. Nightclubs, bright lights, joyful laughter, and people dancing till dawn. It's as if the populace says, since sleep evades us, let's find enjoyment. And ultimately, that's what makes Manila so fascinating. A place where no one gets any peace, but everyone has a story. Where luxury and poverty share a street corner and every smile holds a dose of resilience. But if there's a bright side, there's also a painful one. For just across the avenue lies the neighborhood no one wants to see. And that's where we're headed now. 3. Makati, rich part of a poor nation. You know the saying, some weep, others sell tissues? Well, in Manila, some sell tissues, French perfume, and still buy Prada tissues. Welcome to Makati, where luxury chose to live amid the chaos. Luxury vehicles cruise the streets, storefronts showcase brands typically found only in airports, and the cafes appear meticulously crafted for Instagram. It's like a compact tropical Dubai, complete with sauna-level heat and infernal traffic. Now tell me, how can a country where the average salary is only $200 to $900 per month possibly sustain an area where rent costs easily surpass $3,000? It's simple. They cannot. This is the sector where diplomats, business moguls, influencers, and those adept at the financial game reside. The rest, well, they watch from a distance. And the most curious thing is that many people think Makati is the Philippines, but it's just a bubble, a golden bubble surrounded by reality on all sides. While people here drink $10 artisanal coffee, on the other side of the avenue, there are families eating plain rice with soy sauce for lunch. The buildings are modern, the buildings have rooftop pools, but guess what? Even the most luxurious skyscrapers are living in fear of an earthquake, because the Philippines sits atop several geological fault lines. Therefore, even luxury is not completely safe. It's as though the country proclaims, wish to live well, fine, but tremble alongside us. And then, the most brutal contrast unfolds. The very same workers who clean those luxurious skyscraper windows return home on a packed bus, only to sleep in humble tin shacks. It's the tropical version of luxury service with a survival wage. But calm down. This is merely the beginning, for if Makati is a stage for the wealthy, Tondo truly shows the nation's authentic self. And that's precisely our destination now, to a spot where paradise has a smoky scent and the flavor of recycled fried chicken. 4. Tondo, where paradise smells like garbage. You know the saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure? In Tondo, that's quite literal. This is the side of Manila that travel guides pretend doesn't exist. While the wealthy sip cappuccinos in Makati, here people are scrambling for yesterday's lunch scraps. And that's not an exaggeration. Some people literally live off garbage. They refer to this as recycled food, the leftovers discarded by restaurants and hotels. These scraps are collected, washed when possible, refried, and sold on the streets. It's a form of survival delivery. Could you imagine consuming what someone else discarded? Some families do this for generations. And the wildest part? They don't complain. For them, it's just another day trying to get by. Tondo is a labyrinth of alleys, shanties, and aspirations hanging by a thread. The houses are made of old wood, tin roofs, and faith. It rains, it floods, sun melts. Yet despite this, the children run, laugh, play ball using flip-flops, and gaze at you with a smile that just dismantles any discussion of happiness. Because there, amidst the mud and the smell of trash, people truly demonstrate what it means to resist. And the contrast is cruel. Less than 10 minutes away, the skyscrapers of Makati shine as if they were in another country. It's the kind of contrast that leaves you floored. You walk out of an air-conditioned mall and onto a street where the air is smoke and sewage. It's the same city, with the same sun shining down, yet it holds two entirely different worlds. Then you pause and reflect. How can a single nation host individuals feasting on lobster and others vying for a chicken bone? And that's precisely why I state, the Philippines is truly a paradise, yet only for those who can manage its admission cost. But hold on tight, because what I'm about to show you is even more surreal. We're heading to the part that glows at night, where neon lights erase poverty and fun becomes an escape. 5. Manila's nightlife and Filipino women. There's one thing that jumps out at you when you arrive in the Philippines. The women are a whole other spectacle. You're there sweating like a pot lid in Manila, and them? They're just there, flawless. Shiny hair, commercial perfect skin, light clothes, and that smile that melts you in 3 seconds. Then you think, my God, is this where Cupid interns? But hold on, you hopeless romantic. Before you fall head over heels for that smile, remember that here, a smile is almost a work tool. In a country where the average salary barely covers rent, being friendly is more than charm. It's professional survival. It is quite curious. The poorer the nation, the stronger the yearning for merriment. Filipinos possess a natural gift for interacting with others. Seriously, it's quite impressive. They are genuinely kind, communicative, full of good humor, and they treat you as if you've been friends since high school. But that's not just charisma, it's instinct. Because in a nation where opportunity is a premium, mastering the art of charm might just be the sole viable career path. Manila's streets have plenty of bars, karaoke clubs. And the craziest part? You don't need anyone to have fun. You can venture out solo, sit, converse, and sing. They embrace you as one of their own until they discern you're a foreigner. Then, my friend, things change. Filipino women, especially, have a unique blend of kindness and survival. An easy smile, a sweet gaze, but behind it, a harsh reality. There are many girls who go out to have fun, if you catch my drift. But what they're really looking for is a chance. Many women dream of marrying a foreigner, and it's not because they saw a rom-com on TV. It's because, for many, love is the fastest visa to a better life. They marry Canadians, Americans, Australians, and sometimes it even works. Some discover their Prince Charming was merely another tourist seeking a fleeting good time. You know how it is, right? But that's Manila, a spectacle of contrasts. Some pay $300 for dinner, while others sell their bodies to buy rice. Some party, some rummage through trash. Amidst it all, the city pulses loud, sweaty, real. And that's precisely why Manila is so addictive, for it reveals humanity's best and worst all within one block. And as the night draws to a close, with the music silenced and the lights dimmed, a question lingers in the air. How many of these individuals are dancing in celebration, and how many are dancing merely to survive? But hold on, because we still have some interviews with local girls, you'll see. And now, you're about to find out how love works in paradise. 6. What is love's cost in the Philippines? Dude, have you ever considered the actual cost of love? Like, literally, how much? Because over in the Philippines, that question isn't philosophical, it's financial. There's this channel that interviewed women in Naga City inquiring, if a foreigner wished to date you, how much money should he possess monthly to reside here? And the very first girl, quite amiable, replied without a moment's thought, oh, around 50,000 pesos each month. That roughly converts to $850. She said that amount would be enough to live well, but only in a smaller city. In Manila, the capital, that's impossible. Over there, love already includes a luxury tax. What's even more intriguing is that she stated it with such complete naturalness, as if love genuinely had a price list, regularly updated to account for inflation. She even remarked, expenses are on the rise, as if Cupid himself has taken a position in the financial market. So the guy then asks, what's the most affordable date that would still manage to impress you? And she, being really sweet, replies, just some street food, costing about 300 to 500 pesos. That translates to $5 to $8. Can you believe it, man? You could win her heart with just a simple meat skewer and a refreshing cold soda. Inexpensive, isn't it? Yet heartfelt. And when he inquires about the most romantic gesture a man can make without spending money, she replies, cook for me. She even mentioned carbonara, chicken, and pasta, adding, I need protein. In other words, the woman wants love, but with a nutritional supplement included. Then comes the next interviewee, a 19-year-old student, still in her uniform. They ask her, how much money does a foreign national require to reside here? And she replies with utmost certainty, oh, approximately 100,000 pesos monthly. That's over $1,700. But then comes the plot twist. The man queries, if he only made $30,000, would you still be with him? And she, without hesitation, responds, yes, money doesn't buy happiness. Sounds appealing, right? But when she probes further, asking, okay, but can one truly live on $30,000? She offers a knowing giggle, like someone accustomed to seeing the electric bill, and replies, not in the city, but maybe in the province. Sounds appealing, right? This means that when she probes further, asking, given, okay, rent but can one truly live on $30,000? Unsparing. She offers a knowing really interesting like someone accustomed to seeing the electric bill posed, and replies, what's the biggest financial blunder the foreigners commit when they fall in love with a Filipina? The response was unequivocal. They are simply too naive. Sometimes they encounter the wrong woman and end up being exploited. And when the interviewer queries, such as what? She blurts out, like a sugar daddy. Yes, my friend, tropical love has an exchange rate. And for some individuals, the heart has transformed into a type of emotional investment, characterized by high risk and limited liquidity. Do you get it? But wait, there were some truly good answers as well. A girl mentioned that for her, the ideal date would involve enjoying some street barbecue, or simply sharing a private moment together. No luxury, just attention. Another said the most romantic thing a guy can do is give words of affirmation and acts of service. Translation? Compliments and help. Simple as that. And amidst all of this, one response truly struck me. Money doesn't buy happiness, but love also won't settle your debts. Nobody explicitly stated that, but it was easily inferred between the lines. For what these young women revealed is a striking contrast between pure romantic ideals and the harsh realities of life, caught between I long to be cherished and I must afford the essentials, a true tug-of-war between emotions and finances. And in the end, we're left with that question that no one can answer for sure. Does true love still exist? Or has it also been adjusted for inflation? Let me know what you think. 7. The other side of these islands. When you type Philippines into Google, it truly seems like paradise materialized. Islands floating in blue seas, sand that glows, a palm tree bent at the perfect angle for your story. But tell me, have you ever stopped to think about what's outside the picture frame? The Philippines boasts more than 7,600 islands, and each seems to compete for that perfect postcard cover shot. Palawan, for example, is the kind of place that truly makes Hawaii appear quite ordinary. In El Nido, you dive into hidden lagoons surrounded by limestone cliffs, feeling like you've entered an Avatar scene. But step outside the resort, and you'll find villages where time has stopped, bamboo homes, dirt roads, and people who smile despite tourism passing them by. Then there's Boracay, the premier destination. Its white sand would make Photoshop envious, with transparent waters and non-stop parties. However, what's often overlooked is that a few years back, the government had to shut down the island due to accumulated trash and sewage issues. Yes, paradise almost died from its own success. It's clean again now, but the irony is that the locals were the ones kicked off the beaches, not the tourists. And there's Cebu, the island that blends city and nature in the same breath. One minute you're swimming with whale sharks in Oslob, the next you're diving into turquoise waterfalls like Kawasan Falls. But while you're swimming with the giants of the sea, the local resident is drowning in overdue bills and promises that tourism will improve everyone's life. And if you head further east, you'll reach Siargao, the darling of surfers and digital nomads. Fast internet, hipster cafes, and a perfect sea to escape the daily grind. But talk to a local. You'll hear of doubled rents, exploded prices, and families forced to leave as paradise became foreign property. In the end, every island has its charm and its scar. Palawan leaves you speechless, Boracay leaves you sleepless, Cebu leaves you clueless about the contrast, and Siargao leaves you with no excuse to say you don't understand tourism inequality. And that's when it hits you. Paradise is real, but it comes at a high price for those who live in it. The beauty belongs to everyone, but the profit has an owner. So the next time you gaze at a picture of El Nido or Boracay and exclaim, "What a dream!" always recall that every dream entails someone tidying up the sand after the tourists leave. But is paradise still for those who live in it, or only for those who can pay in cash? I want you to leave your opinion down below. If you liked the video and made it this far, Comment Philippines, so I know who my people are. Oh, and make sure not to miss this video that's showing up on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll be keen to uncover even more of the raw, unfiltered truth about life in other nations. Thanks a bunch, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.